It's Wednesday, November 17th. I know I had a dream, but I can't remember it. I was really exhausted, but then again, I did go to bed until like 1-ish. And I should have got to bed earlier. But oh, it is what it is. But I just meditated. And I was still reflecting on that out-of-body experience in terms of just trying to see, is that really something I can tap into? Or, I mean, I hadn't like meditated like where I actually set my space up in a while. It's been more in my sleep where I see the waves. But today I asked, I was thinking about it as I was, and asking, like, is this something I have access to, or was it just like a flavor of it to describe it for people, right? I never experienced something like that before. And then even thinking about the dream of how I was floating, and I can feel the fear of those around, and just wondering, right? Just trying to continue to put the puzzle pieces together. So as I was thinking about it, like, is this something I have access to? Is it just a flavor of something? And then I start seeing the I mentioned it before that sometimes you'll see the yes from the top. So I was like, okay. But I didn't get a lot of clear, oh, my pants fell. I didn't get a lot of clear guidance. As to whether or not it's something I needed to, like, to keep worrying on, I guess, to strengthen. I didn't get clarity around that. I figured, okay, if I'm supposed to, it'll happen. Like it did. Like I wasn't planning for that to happen. I just felt myself like pulling away from my back. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna worry about it. What was stuck in my head was more of this heaviness that I've been feeling. It went away some yesterday, but it came back this morning. This just heaviness about time. So I don't know if it's the freaking solar eclipse or lunar eclipse or something that's happening. I still haven't been able to tie in all that stuff. So, still learning about that. Oh, so then stay focused, you can stay focused. So then, so it's just the color. And then I see the right side, so the future. Some activity, nothing drastic or different. It was just movement on this side, and then there was movement, but then there was like nothing. So there was like gaps of nothingness, of no movement. There was gaps of just light in between each movement. So it wasn't this progressive like interacting of each. It was clearly, distinctly separate. there was the answer at the top, and then the future, which, if I'm being honest, I feel like that's me. If I'm picking sides, right? Or they're both me, I don't know. Just because I tend to be like, you know, I tend to like jump on the train and just go. So there was moving, then stop, and there was nothing for a while, and then the left, like the past, kind of like moving. I was like, okay, moving. And then there was a point where there was some interaction on both sides, but it was very little. And it was mostly sunny today. It was very little, and nothing apparent, nothing major. So I was like, okay, it is what it is, right? And I just kind of sat with the sound because it's so soothing, the sound. But I'm still in my head. I'm still stuck in my thoughts, thinking about time and thinking about where I am and where I've been. Wallowing in my self-pity. And no, I just the concept of time, I think, was apparent. So then I opened up my eyes and I look at my spread, right, as I'm preparing myself for the day. First card's all time. I just start laughing. I'm like, okay. It just talks about, you know, time is an illusion. That's what it was. I was frustrated. I was frustrated about this potential energy. Potential energy, right? I'm frustrated with it. Because it's all it is. Potential energy. The dreams are potential energy, right? It's dependent on people's actions as to how things will unfold. And I think there's an element of being frustrated. Frustrated, really, that I can see. If I'm being completely honest, I'm frustrated that I can see potential energy. Because I don't want to get stuck in potential energy. I don't want to get stuck in it. Right? I don't want to get stuck in potential energy. I think there's like a resistance in embracing it. And that's why I stopped listening to tarot. To most of the people. I still only listen to Allie. Just because what she says makes sense sometimes. And I liked her. I like her balanced approach. I like her balanced approach to, you know, she'll call it as it is. She'll look at both sides of it, right? I kind of miss Chris's crappy astrology. I think that's what he calls himself sometimes. But I don't know why. I'm not. I mean, even with Allie, I'm just like, I don't listen to it. I know I stopped listening to Dana. I stopped listening even to Patricia Levin. I think I still follow her on here, but I should stop following her. As much as hers are helpful too, a lot of it's potential energy, and I think that's what's frustrating me. Is the fact that it is potential energy, and there's an element of like, I don't want to get stuck in it anymore. I don't want to get stuck in it. I don't. And I don't want to get stuck in it. I really don't. I want to focus on what's in front of me, not what could be. Not what could be. But just what is, you know? Because if you focus on what is, then it is what it is, right? That's what you have control over. I stayed up late. I ate late too. So I bought vegan cheese. This is what happens when I don't balance out like antojos. And then I overeat a little bit. So I had a lot of quesadillas yesterday because it'd been a while that I had cheese. I was craving cheese. I was even craving mac and cheese. So there's like this vegan food truck that I want to go try. They have mac and cheese, vegan mac and cheese that I heard about. I want to try. But I've just been craving cheese. So I bought vegan cheese and I've been just making myself quesadillas like no tomorrow. Which is not good. I broke out because I'm not eating healthy. And I hadn't eaten like that in a while. So, alright. That's all I want to speak to. Just the waves. And, just what's been going on. Oh, I was like, I finished watching Eraserhead. Actually, it was closer to being done than what I thought. And the videos that I have actually have like more of his shorter films. So I was debating whether or not to watch those too. Only because I've been feeling really heavy. But you know what the movie triggered in me? It triggered in me. And I think it's because of how the baby looks. Just the theme about creation, right? In general. And I completely forgot. That and I don't know if I mentioned it in some of my videos in the past, like the older ones. There was this fear, and I mean, if I sit with it long enough, it's still kind of there. Not so much of a fear, but this more like, ooh, like again, I can't. Like I remember when I would have conversations with people about pregnancy, and for whatever reason, the idea, even though I had that conversation about motherhood and blah, 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 like I can see the beauty in it. I can see the purpose. But the idea of me bearing a child, like having something inside me grow, freaks me out. Like it just, I don't know what it is. Just the thought of having something in me, foreign almost, like it freaks me out. It freaks me out in moving, like just having its own. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it was after I saw the movie Alien. You know that scene where that one guy gets thrown on the back of the table and then it's all coming out like that. I don't know. Because I actually really like those movies, Alien. That's one of my favorite sci-fi movies. But I just grew up just like twitching at the thought of like, you know, I mean, there's some people like, you know, there's some people that are like, I want to have something in me. That it reminded me of that time in my life. I guess I must still feel it. That weird feeling of like, I don't know. Like I think I don't fear it as much. Like before, I would twitch more. I would twitch more. Now it's just more of a minor discomfort at the idea of it, but I still have a hard time wrapping my head around like going through the process like that. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. So anyways, that's what got triggered yesterday in the evening when I was thinking about it a little bit more, about the movie and processing it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Have a good day. Bye. Hi. My name is is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us. In whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth, this just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best. And